Hey, what's up guys? MrAweshum here, and we got a new update just right around the corner. Should be out pretty soon. It's going to feature quite a few new planes with just adjustments. So now there's going to be the fighter is going to be split up between you've got just medium fighters and heavy fighters. Is what they would call them. So before we get into that, checking out the different planes, we'll just look at the dev stream for a minute here about the new plane controls.
Could you tell us a little bit about how they work, these
Uh,
default controls?
well, basically, yeah, as Regent McFly said, these are the controls which you begin with if you're a new player and you buy a pilot. What is a huge difference in comparison to the old controls is actually the plane goes where I put my mouse. So if I go to the left, my plane goes to the left. If I aim to the right, my plane goes to the right. And at the same time you have the red crosshair in the middle of your screen which indicates where you're actually shooting. And well, actually flying is quite easy now.
It seems pretty simple. Seems pretty.
So as you can see now they've sort of what a lot of other games have done is you look at the say already existing good say just flight controls of other games like War Thunder is a popular one. So now you've just got the main crosshair where your plane is going and the red crosshair where your guns are actually pointed, which is actually pretty neat. Now there's also going to be different controls that you can use on your plane, so you can change out, which they'll talk about here in a few.
It's still pretty maneuverable, and yeah, it doesn't feel clumsy at all, and you can do anything you want with it basically. It's very nice way to fly your plane actually.
Cool, cool. And I'm guessing that you can go into settings and you have a few options.
Yes, there's more than one plane control being available to everyone. So right now it's set on steering with the mouse, so wherever I go with the mouse, that's where the plane goes.
Cool.
And the plane throttle mode is set on automatic, which means that if I speed up the plane and I leave on button W, then it automatically goes back to the optimal combat speed. But we also have other options, which is the camera, and I will just set the throttle mode different as well. Which means that right now I aim where my camera is. I go where the camera is. The plane goes where the camera is right now. So it's slightly different as using your mouse. You still use your mouse for it, but it flies where the camera is aimed at.
So as he said, now you've got up to those 3 different options. You can change the way that you set the throttle on your airplanes, the way that you look and move with your airplane. So quite a different just variations there depending on your play style. I mean, most people will probably just go with the classic controls because that's just normal, but there is variation there. So now I'll look into the actual plane differences and the new planes that are coming out. Alright, so we'll be starting off with just looking at the Recon planes. Now there's well, I say not too much change about the Recon planes, but the only thing that the Recon planes needed was some sort of a bomb, which they got a bomb. So now the Russian Recon plane has 2 bombs, and it looks like they're just Fab 100s, which should just be like a yak bomb, but now, so they get 2 of those. The American, they get 2 250-pound bombs, so that's definitely larger than the Russian bombs, or at least they should be. So that's pretty big for the Americans. And the Germans, they get a single 250 kilogram bomb. But honestly, between the 250 kilogram bomb and the 250 pound bomb, I mean, you've got two bombs on the one airplane and just a single bomb on the German one. So if it was me, I'd rather have the double bombs, but I don't know exactly how much damage they do, so we'll have to see how things go. But that's pretty cool. Recon planes, or basically the light fighters, they all get some sort of a bomb to play around with. That'll help out new players. So moving on with the medium fighters now. As you see here, yep, the Yak, it's got those 4 Fab 100s. So it's got those 4, and the Recon plane has the 2. So, I mean, you'll be able to train with the Russian Recon one if you're a new pilot before, and then you just get used to how the bomb works, and then you can move into the Yak. Now, huge upgrade for the Americans. Probably the biggest upgrade ever. I mean, you get your P40, you get the 6 machine guns, so you don't get a 20 millimeter, which means destroying light armor and even, say, medium tanks, whatever. You're gonna have to do all of that with your bombs, but that's okay because you have 6 bombs. 6 250-pound bombs. So I'm pretty sure you're going to be able to knock out, I hope, at least 2 tanks. Maybe 3 bombs a tank, something like that. So definitely have to see about that. It's looks like a pretty powerful airplane. 6 machine guns and 6 bombs. So that should definitely be extremely fun if you're an American pilot. This is what you've been waiting for, just a different plane. And the Germans, well, no change here. You're stuck with that single bomb. You really can't do anything with that single bomb. It's quite sad, but that's just the way it is. So now I'll move up to the heavy fighters, which is the new stuff that is coming out. So first off, the Russian heavy fighter here. It's gonna have that 20 millimeter. It gets 250 bombs, so definitely an upgrade as far as bombs go for Russians. But it only gets 2 of them, and I don't know if those are 250 kilograms or pounds. I would assume that they're kilogram because it doesn't specify. So those are pretty big. They're gonna be like just like a German bomb. So I mean, you'll definitely be able to destroy tanks and be useful just flying around as you should be with a heavy fighter. And you also get the 250 cal machine guns for extra damage output, and then you get a support gunner, which has a 50 cal himself, which is pretty cool. And now the American heavy fighter, which is the P-38 Lightning, which no real changes here. It's still pretty powerful, though you only have the single pilot, but you've got those 2 powerful bombs. You've got the 450 cal MGs, and you've got the 20 millimeter cannon. So that's pretty good right there. And then you got the new German Messerschmitt ME410 with the 2 20 millimeter cannons. So that's, I mean, there's 2 of them, so we'll have to see how that plays out. You got the 2 250 kilogram bombs, which is a huge upgrade for the Germans. You need a second bomb when dealing with basically anything armored on the ground or multiple targets. And then you've got 2 MGs and 2 MGs for a support gunner on the back. So that's pretty amazing. So we'll be looking forward to seeing how these new planes roll out. And as well, the planes will cost, as I've shown here in the Russian picture here. The heavy fighters will be about 167,000 credits or 2,000 gold, and you'll need dogfight gold 1. So if you're gonna probably want to play these heavy fighters, so if you don't have the necessary badge or the credits, I suggest you start grinding for them. So when the patch hits, which should either be next week or just even sooner than that, then you'll be able to get them right away and start having fun with the new vehicles. So that about wraps up everything there. Let me know what you think about the new planes, and we'll see you next time.